I've been where Richard is, you know, twice in my career with a slew of injuries, and it's, even though I thought we did some things that we needed to do, I was pleased that after a big win, after the ranking moves up, you know, that I didn't think we handled some of those things as well the first time. I wanted to see how this young team would respond, and I didn't think we practiced well and we responded good, but not at Minnesota, not at Michigan State, not at Duke or Kentucky can you have 4 starters or 3 starters in your 6-man out and expect to play at a level. So we shot the ball well. We wanted to go inside early. It was one of those nights where Nick just went a little too quick and turned it over. I think he had 6 turnovers in the first half. I don't know if he ended up with 8 or whatever. He played much better the second half, but it was disappointing, you know. And what was exciting is, you know, Jaren stayed out of foul trouble and played well and made a lot of shots, but we got him the ball in the post, we got him the ball off the post, and we got him the ball at the 3. And I give Miles a lot of credit. You know, he could have come off that big game, and I mean, he was just hunting for passes more than shots. And I thought Cassius Winston played awfully well in that first 10 minutes of the game where the whole standards were set. So there were a lot of good things defensively we did, broke down a little bit at the end, and they hit some threes. But in general, I thought the job we did defensively was good. I thought offensively we did what we wanted to do, but we didn't, but those turnovers made it look like an ugly first half. The only thing I was disappointed with personally was I didn't think we moved the ball as well in the first half. I thought we did a better job in the second.
Tom, back to Jaren a little bit with the foul. We know fouls have been an issue for him so much. Tonight, I don't think he committed one, maybe one late.
No,
I don't know.
he didn't have one.
But how much has that been a focus with him, with you and him lately, and to see, can this be a night where he sees how different you guys are when he's on the floor that much?
Well, we did talk about it a lot, you know, and I thought my 2 things that I talked to my team about, or 3 things. Number 1, how do we handle this little success now and maybe a spike in the rankings and a big win, you know, how does a young team deal with that? That was 1. Number 2, we thought we had to get Jaren and Josh going a little bit. Cassius has been very steady. Miles has been pretty steady. You know, Nick has been okay, you know. But Jaren and Josh, we really need to take a step up tonight. Jaren did. Josh, maybe not quite as much, but we'll get Josh going. He's still so valuable defensively, but he's a good offensive player. We got to get him scoring. If we're going to take another step to get this team to one more level, which it has to get to another level, I think, you know, Jaren and Josh are going to be very important.
What do you want to see still from Jaren? I see you working with him even when he's having a great game. Like, what is there still to develop within the next month you think he can get to?
Well, just, you know, making decisions on passes, and he's got to become even a better passer because he's so big. He can look in. You know, he missed Nick a couple times, and then he hit him late when Nick is out on the floor where we don't want him to. You know, I thought he did a pretty good job stepping up on ball screens, but we talked late a couple times he didn't. When he got tired, some of that game went down, but this was definitely his best game, you know, as far as on both ends of the court, and yet I feel a little bit reluctant to give us too much credit because we played a team that was so depleted, and that team played hard. They bounced back, cut it to what, 12 or something the second half, and it just too few people left. You know, I think Murphy and Mason are really good players. I like those young guards. They're going to be good, but Jaren had a big night because we got him the ball. He got to the right spots, and I was really excited about how he played at 3 different levels. The 3, the post a couple times, but we got it to him in the mid-range a couple times when he made some moves and drove and spun, and so I thought we hit him at all 3 levels, which was what we wanted to do.
Tom, you talk about footprints all the time, best start in program history.
You know, somebody said that to me, and I forgot about it before the game, but that does mean something to me because it gives this team, you know, a chance to have some identity of their own. You know, we always talk about, you know, the championship team and this team and that team, and it seems like sometimes unless you win a championship, you're not worthy of things. Well, they're setting some marks in their own way, and I think that is pretty cool. You know, The 25-3 is a hell of a start. We've had some good teams that never got close to that, and the one team that did was I think 2001. Is that so? For me, I think it's great, you know, and we'll see now. Can we handle this? Can we embrace a little bit of pressure? Can we embrace the opportunity we have in front of us instead of letting this bog us down?
The first 6 minutes with the three-point shooting, I mean, you've seen a shooting ability like that in that short a stretch for you guys?
No, I didn't. I mean, Jaren hit every shot, and Cassius hit more than Jaren. We just really, and I think even McQuaid hit one in that stretch. So were we 10 for 12 or something at halftime? I don't know what we were, but I mean that, you know, that's not the norm. And some of it was the part I was disappointed in the first half. When we moved the ball side to side, we really got some good shots. When we tried to go one-on-one a little bit, whether it be in the post with Nick or even on the perimeter some, just not as good a team. I thought we did a little bit of that against Purdue, so that'll be maybe tomorrow we're off, thank God, but that might be Thursday's work we need to do.
Tom, your school president had a statement on the report, the ESPN report today, called it sensationalized. I know you're not talking specifics, but is it meaningful that he's kind of showing support for you at this point?
Well, it does. I only saw, you know, a little bit of it, but the part I saw, I agreed with what he said, and you know, we'll see what goes from there when I get home and get a chance to read it all and get a chance to talk to him. But the part I saw was, I agreed with him.
He said also that coaches have been asked to refrain from comment as the reports were examined, Tom. He said that has been a burden that must be lifted. Has that been a burden, just that request to refrain from comment?
Yeah, there's been a little burden to it, but I'm not sure we, you know, until the investigations came, you know, it was more my decision, and he wasn't even president then. But since that comes, I mean, that's pretty common. So again, I said it before, there'll be a time that I'll talk, but I thought what he said looked really good to me as a start.
Tom, you guys are 6-1 on the road now. What do you see from these guys when they're out of their comfort zone right now?
You know, I think what happens when you go on the road, I didn't even realize we were 6-1, but when you go on the road, you know, when a team is already close and they bond well together, you get on the road, you get in a hotel, you get in an airplane, you get, and this team, I mean, our practice, our meetings last night, our meetings this morning, our practice here today, I think when you get on the road, you get away from all the distractions, the girlfriends, all the, you know, the things that go on, the buddies, and you just kind of focus in on basketball. If you like each other, that's a good time. You know, if you have teams that don't get along and everybody stays in their own room or something like that, I mean, you have a meal like last night and guys just sat around and watched one of the games that we put up in the meeting room, you know. Usually guys are running back to their rooms, you know, getting on their phones or something. So it's that kind of team, and I think that really helps us. And yeah, we got some big road games left, so hopefully we'll keep it up.
Jaren Jackson is a 6'11" kid hitting threes. Why are we seeing more big guys like that step out to the three-point line and have success?
Well, I wish I'd see more big guys playing for me that could do that, but you know, Jaren is a special player, and he's getting better every day. You know, he's gained 20 pounds. He's trying to learn how to play with that weight. He's starting to attack the rim more. You know, a little leery because he was getting charges early, but we are seeing more kids that can do it. But I'm not sure. You know, he's really a good shooter, but he's gotten so much better at putting the ball on the floor. And you know what I have liked is. It was funny, I was talking to his dad the other day who played in the NBA, and you know, sometimes he gets caught posting up and he's still flailing his arms and everything because he's so long at the arms. He sometimes plays with his arms, and we talked about getting him the ball a little bit off the post so he doesn't get in that mess. And today he made some great moves, great left-handed hooks. So he just got to stay in the game, continue to work on his defense on the perimeter because sometimes he's guarding smaller guys, and take those threes when they're there. I thought we did a great job as a team of getting him shots that were, he had very few poor shots in those, and I'm just pleased he made it.
We'll take one more if there is. Nothing?
Hey, thanks, guys.